You know what? I love it. I love it. All right. Hey guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. So guys, I've got a whole bunch of packages here in the mail, and I wanted to open them up together so we could see what we got from Entertainment Earth, as well as other. I think I got something from here from Big Bad Toy Store, and even something from Mondo. Can you guess what it is? All right, guys. Without further ado, let's open these up. Let's see what I got. What the heck was that? Hey guys, it's Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry guys, got a bit of a small hiccup there. Don't know what happened exactly, but yeah. So crazy amounts of things that are happening in the world today, guys. Toys are just nonstop. They're just nothing is stopping toy news from going around. But of course, man, for Master Universe news, things just keep getting better and better and better. I mean, obviously, we had on Master Universe Day, He-Man Day, and I only learned about what He-Man Day was from Dad at Arms. Prior to that, I had no idea what the heck Master Universe Day was. I always wanted one. I always wanted a Master Universe Day, and you know what? From what I understand, it was a San Francisco kind of thing. Only it's really strange how that happens. But now, officially, thanks to Mattel, Master Universe Day is actually on April 29th, April 27th, or something like that. Anyway, it was a few days ago, and I believe it was 28th, April 28th. And you know what? What a day it was. We all got to pre-order our, you know what? I'm going to shut that down. We all got to pre-order our Snake Mountains. A little bit of controversy on several points. I mean, I did cover the fact that it was already sold out at Mattel Creations within 3 freaking minutes. The reports are spread a little bit weird. Some say it was 3 minutes. Some say it was 5 minutes. Some people say it never even went on sale. But I do have proof positive from a good friend of the channel. What's it called? Radical Toys. Adam over there actually did a full live stream. You guys can go watch it. I might actually show it later in the stream. And he did actually show that it was only 5 minutes and it was already gone. It was absolutely crazy. Furthering to that, though, there's always been this air of mystery. Something was going on. Obviously, good friend of the channel, and you guys, I know you guys like to rib him a little bit, but Scott Knightlick has been always championing the idea that Motu would no longer be in retail by April. Well, unfortunately, as he said he would, and he, to his credit, he did. He has been on the apology tour. He's been eating crow lately, and he said it a little bit more like, yeah, but we'll see, kind of, that kind of attitude. But you know what? Earlier this weekend, something crazy happened. All right, and it actually happened before the weekend. It was actually, I believe, on Thursday or something like that. Adultcollector.org, which is a wonderful Facebook page. You guys should definitely go up and follow those guys on Facebook because they are up to date. The community there is amazing. They really do have a lot of up-to-date information for Master Universe. They uncovered something absolutely amazing because they actually had an impromptu Q&A session with some Mattel representatives, and what they discovered was absolutely incredible. And today, I wanted to cover this as a try to uncover exactly how this happened or what went down. So, guys, I hope you'll help me welcome my very special guest tonight. This is amazing. We haven't had a chance to connect, but literally, this is a last minute, a truly last minute thing. I was trying to reach out to him all day, but finally got in touch with him literally 2 minutes before the stream went live, which is why we're late. But guys, I want you to help me welcome my very special guest tonight, David Clark from Adult Collector Law. David,
hello. Can you hear me all right?
Oh yeah, we're good. Good to see you. How are you? How have things been?
Wonderful. Yeah, just spent all day working in the yard. So nice. Finally, some nice weather here in Seattle.
Oh, that's great. Up here in Canada, it's been raining for 2 days straight. So it's, it's been crazy. Nice. So you know what? Why don't we take the opportunity right now, and why don't you introduce yourself and of course your wonderful page to everybody here who's watching. Take it away, David.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm David Clark, owner of AdultCollector.org and the 100,000 member He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fans group on Facebook. Yeah.
I love it. Short and sweet. David, you're so modest. I mean, like, you have such a wonderful community there. Tell us a little bit about how you started, because the actual adultcollector.org has been around for at least 13 years, like, going back as far as, like, the early 2000s. So how did the page start? Why did you start the page? And give us a little bit of background on that.
Well, I was a newspaper journalist for 10 years. And I wanted to have some place where I could continue to practice my skills. I like to practice all of the skills that I've gained over the years and through my education. And I love Masters of the Universe. I got really into it, back into it. Mostly, 2008, I was kind of back into it. And then 2013, I really took off. And so, yeah, I decided to make a page and to, share news. And then it just evolved into, hey, why don't I make a group? Okay. Well, if I'm sharing all my news to that group, and then I could have a group for this, for like the 87 movie or 2000X or Filmation, and then I can share it to different places, and it just evolved over time. So yeah.
Sorry. That's incredible. So things have been going crazy with it. The master. First of all, let's go back into time a little bit. The Master Universe has been a huge community, and of course, it's one of my favorite properties of all time. Obviously, it's one of your favorite properties of all time. How did this get started? Like you said, you have a background in journalism, but when you first started hearing about the Master of the Universe origins, coming back, possibly for the 40th anniversary, what were your thoughts around that time? How did that affect the page? And when did you see some really big growth with adultcollector.org, if that's okay to ask?
I'd say it was more like a snail's pace growth over the years. Really, I can't really pinpoint any particular time when everything exploded. Right? It was just kind of subtly grew over the years. And but yeah, I remember an issue of Toy Fair magazine where they were showing off the new 2000X figures and talking about how they were sculpted by and designed by Four Horsemen Toy Design. And I couldn't get enough of it. I just dove right in. And but yeah, certainly, moving forward, Origins has been amazing for the brand, and for the community. It's a huge breath of fresh air, right? And nothing beats that nostalgia, and that's why I think it's more popular than Masterverse, which is a fine toy line in itself, And but yeah, Origins is the hot item for sure, and I'm very happy that there's been so much growth in the Origins fans group, and it's kind of funny, actually. I had a very small group. I think back then I called it the Nexus of All Creation or something like that. And that was an all-encompassing group. And then I had the Origins fans group. That was my big group. And then at some point, like 90% of the content was being declined because it wasn't related to Origins. So I decided just to flip the groups and make my very small all-encompassing group the Origins group, and then vice versa. And it, suddenly people could, on the bigger group, people could talk about, basically whatever they want about Masters of the Universe. And it just exploded. Yeah. So I would say that would, if anything, that was the turning point for the community that I built. Yeah.
That's so great. And you know what? Wow. What has happened over the past 4 years? I mean, like, these have just moved so quickly. You know what I mean? But one thing that happened this past weekend, I don't think which many of us, I mean, you know what? Okay. Let me, first of all, let me do this again, because a lot of people really do tend to rag on Scott a lot. And he's been a guest of the show, okay, and he's a really great guy. Honestly, he really is. Now, sometimes he does funny things. I'm not gonna lie about that. He does try to, but that's kind of a shock thing that people tend to do to try and get attention, and I get that. But lately, his predictions have not always been correct. And this past couple of days, something which adultcollector.org has discovered really brought to light some of the things which we as Master Universe fans have been hoping for so long. Before we get to that, is specifically, what was your reaction to 2 weeks ago, actually a few weeks ago, when they just literally laid out 5 or 6 different waves of action figures from Origins, from Masterverse, from playsets, vehicles? It was just an absolute slam in the face for many of us. What was your initial reaction to that, David?
I felt like it was one of the happiest days in history for Masters of the Universe. I mean, it seems to me like it was this historic pile of toys. I felt like a Toys R Us exploded, right? I mean, it was just magnificent, so beautiful. It's a nice presentation with the poster. And, Masters of the Universe, that's what catches us the most, is those beautiful posters that, just show us all the toys, all the, And so, yeah, the way they presented it was spot on. It was very, very impressive. And I can't think of a time when Mattel gave us that many toys all at once to celebrate.
Just crazy. Literally, after pretty much, I thought myself, I was always of the opinion that the 40th anniversary has come and gone, right? They blew a lot of things, their whole load on that year, and then this year I thought it was going to trickle in, but we kept hearing so many things from different what's it called, leaks, and just rumors everywhere. Our good friends over at Toy Habits, they've been uncovering a whole bunch of different stuff throughout the year prior to that. And everyone was like, yes, things are coming, things are happening. And of course, when things like that tend to occur, there's still always this air of uncertainty and doubt. Of course, and then of course you have Scott, who, again, Scott's going to be Scott, right? And there was also always this unknown factor, right? And then when they laid out all of those action figures in an official announcement from our friends over at Geek Dad Life, the Fwoosh, so many different channels, Toy Shiz, it was almost like vindication for a lot of us who have been waiting for this. I mean, there's always going to be that little bit of uncertainty. How did you feel when I know you felt like it was the thing, but did you see this as almost like proof positive that they're not going to give up on this line?
Well, it was a giant relief, like a weight's been lifted off our shoulders. All this doubt, uncertainty. That when Mattel's telling us that they have a lot more Origins and Masterverse in the pipeline, that all of these toys, Snake Mountain, all of the new releases are actually going to be in the stores, on the toy shelves, and they called out Walmart and Target specifically. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. We've seen so many peg warmers which have been on the shelves unsold for far too long, and for different reasons. But and then of course that's going to breed in various forms this doubt, this worry that maybe the line's not doing well, maybe this and that. And I remember when some of the rumors sprouted, and I went to my sources and they said, don't worry, it's not true. Everything's going to be fine. And I know Pixel Dan kind of voiced, saying, it's not true. It's, and yeah, so at that moment, I was fine. I didn't think really anything more of it, but I knew that there were, and I saw a lot of people still going into the groups and pages with a lot of uncertainty, a lot of bummed people, And so I think that there's a lot more excitement now. This has been this is just exploding, this celebration that's, as more and more people become aware of this.
So great, just absolutely incredible. Now, I will also say that a lot of those people who have been, somewhat doubtful, right? A good friend of the channel, Tidarium Hanger, he looks at what's happening in stores in his lone local area, right? At Target, at Walmart, the fact that they literally pulled back, like all the shelves are either empty or just continue to have the peg warmers that have been there for the last couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this, to many people, is going to be clear-cut signs that the line is in trouble, right?
Sure.
With this, announcement, this original announcement, that just blew my mind. And it was kind of funny because for me, I was like, "This is it. This is freaking amazing." But then, even again, good friends, Mike over at Tidarium Hanger, he's like, let's be careful here. Let's not celebrate right away because we don't know if these are going to come to retail. We think that this could just be online. All right, this could just be an online thing, and we don't know if they can support the line. We don't know if, and he kind of cautions everybody: if you want these things, if you want whatever figures you really, really want, lock them in now because you can't play the clearance game because it's not going to go to stores and it's not going to clearance, right? For me, that was a legitimate concern. Not that I'm trying to do any bargain hunting at all, right? Even though I do. I mean, everyone looks for a good bargain, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you know what? Master Universe has just been that property that I love so much. So I always try to pre-order it and try to find it in the stores whenever I can. Of course, my channel as well. I do a lot of toy hunting. I try to find these things in the wild, and I'm always very excited. I remember the first time I saw an entire wall full of Motu back in 2020. My mind was just completely blown away. I hadn't seen that since '89. You know what I mean? I hadn't seen anything like that. Sorry, well, 80. What I mean by 80, sorry, so 87. It hadn't been there hadn't been a wall that big since around that time. And you know what? When I finally saw it, I was blown away. So I am hoping that I've always hoped that they will return to retail. And of course, a couple of days ago, something happened over at adultcollector.org, and of course, this is your baby. This is your site, and what a wonderful community! Wow, such an achievement here, guys. And of course, a few days ago, we just scrolled down. Actually, I'm just going to do that. Where'd it go? Yeah, I think I'm going to scroll down. Okay, so if we just scroll down a little bit, right here, guys, 2 days ago, as stated here. In big bold letters, the very first thing in big, huge, bold letters. I don't know how to bold either, but it's in all caps. It says, "Confirmed. New Origins and Masterverse figures will be sold in retail stores. Lots of new figures planned." Holy crap! Oh my God, David, how did this happen? Like, what led up to that? Like, what happened in this scenario? How did you find out about this? This is absolutely crazy.
I just asked.
Well, walk us through it. How did it come about? Like you were on a call with these guys? Like what exactly happened?
I can't really talk about that.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
But what did do you want me to read through this, or do you want to just because you did actually go through much of the stuff here on the panel itself. I just wanted to find out if you could take us through the actual, because you have some quotes here as well.
Yeah. Just I'll read through that quote there.
Sure. Hold on for a second.
Yeah. So that's directly from Mattel. Our Motu Day pre-sale will be fans' first opportunity to purchase Snake Mountain. The iconic playset will be sold online and in select retail stores this holiday season as well. Rest assured, we have a lot more Origins and Masterverse figures in the pipeline. We're working closely with our retail partners, including Walmart and Target, to make way for fresh product in the fall. In some instances, stores need to work through the inventory they currently have before bringing in newness. But we can't wait for fans to get their hands on the latest Motu releases.
That's absolutely crazy. And this came from an actual rep from Mattel, correct?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't suppose they explained to you at any. Sorry, go ahead.
I should say, to specify, The information is from the brand team at Mattel who are making these toys.
And that is proof positive. I mean, that makes sense. And if it is the brand team, they do not that okay, not and we do have to clarify that brand teams and marketing teams, they're all very specific in terms of what they are. But the fact that this actually came from the brand team means that that plans are in place to actually keep the line going, and
Yeah,
the fact that they will return to retail.
that's like as horse's mouth as you can get with this information.
Holy crap! Like that's absolutely crazy. Take me through this then. What happened when you discovered when you heard that news? Were you shocked? Were you surprised? Were you just like, wow? Or like, how did it feel?
Yeah, it felt amazing. I thought maybe they would tell me, sorry, we can't talk about that, etc., etc. And then they answered all of my questions. And my first thought was I should have asked more questions. Because yeah, they answered this is just one of the questions. And then I went into questions about Snake Mountain. And so they told me some details about that, like the fact that the acid pool has that extension that comes out, and that's not designed to be removed. So supposedly you won't be able to just yank it off of there, like, and reattach it whenever you want to, because I thought maybe that would get in the way. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can still pull it off with a little force or something. And then the stickers to Snake Mountain will be pre-applied. So with Castle Grayskull, you got a sticker sheet. And sometimes the sticker sheet, some of the stickers might be dented, it might be crushed a little bit inside that box. And so, and then of course, it's hard to put the stickers on the playset just right? That's really stressful. And so it's not super great for customizers who want to paint the playset and then apply the stickers. Somebody will need to come up with like a sticker set that you can buy on eBay or something, or Etsy, for this playset. But otherwise, you can. You don't have to worry about the stickers at all. They'll be pre-applied. And what was the other thing? I asked them if the spider accessory and the two acid pool creatures, if they have names yet. And Mattel said no, but we're open to ideas. So if you want to go ahead, you can campaign for a name for your favorite little minion that comes with the playset. Yeah,
that's awesome. Oh my god. That's really cool. So there's still time to write into, or just tweet at them, or whatever, and maybe they'll actually give them unofficial canon name, because as we know, the 3 Snake Men, one of them actually has an official canon name now. I forgot what it is at this point in the 3-pack, the Snake Men 4-pack. Somebody in the comment section is probably gonna scream it out at us, but do you remember
Modi?
Well, Modi, of course.
Yeah.
Did they give you any insights as to whether Modi is going to be called Modi? Did they tell you anything?
Well, I remember. I seem to recall there was some post from Master or from Mattel where they actually named him Modi. They actually mentioned him as Modi, which was really cool because people were just creating memes in the groups and social media, with that name. And so that's how you do it. Rather than writing into Mattel, please give him this name, is create memes, videos, come up with names for these guys. Yeah.
Well, on that note, Mr. Home Arcade creates great videos, which are freaking amazing. His videos are freaking awesome. He says it's Slithor, and that sounds right. I think that's right. Mr. Cobweb says that Mr. Home Arcade, yeah, he's correct. So I'm thinking that the new blue snake warrior is actually called Slithor. That's crazy. Holy crap. But guys, you heard it here. David says that if you're interested in helping to name the 2 little the 2 little acid pool creatures that are going to come with Snake Mountain, do it now, because write in, tweet to Mattel, tweet to the brand team, and tell them that you want, what are we going to call them? Bob and actually, wait a second. Terrence St. John says Dark Viklar, one of the skin creatures in honor of David Clark. Is that Dark Viklar? Is that something? Did you make a creation or something like that, David?
Viklar? No.
No, nothing like that. Okay, well, I don't know where that came from, but Terrence, maybe you can clarify for us a little bit.
I spoke with Joe Amato earlier today, and he said right away he was amazing. He said, "Okay, I'll name them Ass and Sid." Acid, right? That's their names now.
Joe Amato is on the ball. He's very quick. He's a really fun guy.
Quick.
Dave Sinelli says Salamander.
Salamander, I love
Salamander, nice.
I like that better than ass.
Yeah. One will not pass. One will not pass the bad word test. One will not pass the bad word test. Oh, it's an anagram. Okay, so if it's an anagram, what?
There you go. Nice.
Dark Viklar. I
can see that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dark Viklar. Nice. All right. There's an idea, Terrence. We can go with that. It's a Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's a rearrangement of David Clark. Got you. All right, that's cool. There's an idea. Mega Man Blade says ketchup and mustard. Yeah, of course.
Ketchup and mustard.
We lost that on the G.I. Joe. We lost actually that makes sense. One's purple, kind of, right? One's purple and one's yellow. Okay. Maybe not ketchup, maybe I don't know, maybe plum, maybe prune juice. I don't know, something.
Well, and we need a name for the spider too.
What is with that spider? I remember lots of spiders in Master Universe, but in Snake Mountain, I don't ever remember there being one of the like a menacing spider. Was it in one of the mini comics? Maybe is that where that comes from?
I just remember an episode of the Filmation cartoon where there was some little spider guy. Yeah,
maybe call them Cartman and Kenny. We're going to get into some legal issues there, my friend. I think that there's going to be a little bit of an issue with those ones in particular. Jigen Prime, did you ask Mattel what's really going on with Duplico and Moss? There's a good question. Do we have any insights about Duplico and Mossman at either? Is it going to, like, we know Mossman is going to be a Walmart exclusive. Any insights on Duplico at all?
Well, you know that he's starting to show up at retail in some places. There's been some impressive photos that people are sharing of just piles of Duplico. Just in some spots. I'm really hoping that we see a larger release. I'm sure that we're going to get some more official confirmation soon, or just more of the same, more sightings. Yeah.
Terrence St. John says, and please, the deluxe Man-at-Arms showing up is like 3 to 4 months behind. Where is all the new stuff? That is actually very interesting. I'm wondering if it coincides with the shipping issues that we've had with China. I mean, like, is that some of a correlation? What are your thoughts, dude?
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Since the start of the pandemic, there were all kinds of problems. And take your pick, right? But as far as when Mattel says that some stores will need to get rid of their old stock before they can get the new stuff in, well, they just need to clear it out. And unfortunately, Mattel or Walmart and Target, they don't have a magic button that lets them clearance out all of the Master Universe from all their stores. It's basically store to store is what it comes down to. So that's why you see the clearances happening just very slowly, just sporadically here and there. And I wanted to mention that when people see Master of the Universe leaving the pegs, when there's Walmart clears out the Master of the Universe figures and then they don't leave the empty peg for the future, well, it doesn't mean that they can't put more pegs up, right? There's just the message must be from the warehouses that right now there's nothing to put up there, and so they would just take them down for now, and later I'm sure that they'll put them back up in the fall.
Yeah, and I was I bring this up a little bit. I bring this up quite often, actually. I myself was lucky enough here in Canada to actually find something which I thought they might switch to later. If everybody wants to see this, a lot of people do like this particular where is it here? A lot of people do like this little tidbit here. Over it was actually last year. I found this.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reality is, I'm wondering if they might actually switch to a strategy like this, right? Where they have these, center aisle, I call them like islands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, this one is beautiful, right? It's actually got
gorgeous. I
the
want
gray
one.
skull, right? The splash card at the top, and all the product is just inside. We have vehicles in here. We have the at the time, right? Merman all on the sides. And I'm wondering if this actually is something that can be more prevalent, because this is actually really I think they call it eye catches. I think that's actually what they call them, right? If they're not going to go on the pegs, this could actually be another solution for something along those lines.
And they can use the same design,
Yeah, maybe just change it up a bit. Maybe it could be Snake Mountain this time.
Right. Well, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yep, Snake Mountain makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, especially because of what's happening. This is the year of the Snake Man, from what I understand. I think that's actually what they're pushing right now.
Yeah, and next year could be the Horde.
Oh yeah, that could
with
absolutely.
Fright Zone.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so great.
And Slime Pit.
So let me ask you, traditional or Filmation? Which one is your preference for the Fright Zone?
Oh, toy version.
Toy version. Okay. Would you be interested in the Filmation version at all?
Of course. Yeah, I'd love to see them eventually come out with a Filmation Castle Grayskull, Filmation Fright Zone. I'd love to see a Crystal Castle. There's a lot of cool stuff that they can still throw our way.
That is so great. Oh my God, I would love to see the Crystal. You know what? There have been rumors about that as well, and I sort of covered it. Eternos. I would love Eternos. I mean, I know there have been a lot of fan versions been thrown around, but if we could get something even close to what that fan creation was, I think that would be amazing. And I do believe that Masterverse has an opening for that. I think it would be wonderful. But we would really fall into so now that leads into another question. What are your thoughts if we do get these new additional play sets? Like Snake Mountain is one thing. But when you start getting to the other play sets, do you think that it has to happen as a retail, or it should go to Mattel Creations? What are your thoughts on that?
It's kind of uncharted territory a little bit, because the 2002 toy line, we just got Castle Grayskull, no Snake Mountain, no nothing, right? And classics, we never got a Fright Zone. We were very lucky to eventually painstakingly get a Snake Mountain. I could see some stuff show up on Matty Collector. I remember they said that, they could totally do some more stuff after Eternia. So those would be some great opportunities. Something I think Fright Zone, the toy version, of course, absolutely can go to retail along with Slime Pit, just as we're seeing Snake Mountain and the Point Dread. Sure. Yeah, they can pull that off with a big push on the Horde.
What is our cap? Because right now we know that Eternia cost us, nearly 4 bones, right? So where would you feel comfortable for something like a Fright Zone? But a Fright Zone, a Crystal. See, the Fright Zone's a bit more compact, though. Do you agree? I mean, it's
so it's smaller. And Slime Pit, they're both small.
Yeah, those should go to retail. I think that those would be okay with retail. Would you prefer the glove hand, or would you prefer something a little bit more modern, like with?
Oh, as vintage as possible. But I see what you're saying. It doesn't need the glove. It could be a plastic little
Maybe
plastic,
action. You squeeze it and it jumps out. Those old jump out.
Maybe just an articulated mouth, something like that.
Something fun, right? Just something fun. Yeah. But I think that Eternos would need to go to Kickstarter. Crowdsource, and probably even the Crystal Castle.
Eternos. You mean the Palace of Eternos?
Yeah, the Palace of Eternos. What would be the sweet zone? Because again, Eternia is 4 bones. What would be a sweet zone in terms of people's, because myself, it was hard to swallow that cost for Eternia, but I had to do it, right? But what do you think is the sweet zone for play sets on Mattel Creations?
I mean, if we were talking about a brand new place, because I would never in a million years ask them to please put Fright Zone, stuff that really belongs on retail. No. Keep that off of Keep that out of Matty Collector, right? You want, or Matty Collector, Mattel Creations. We don't want to Kickstarter. We want to see it on the toy shelves as much as possible. All this stuff, we want all of it on the shelves, right? But if we had to have a Kickstarter kind of thing, if we had a crowdfunding thing, then yeah, a Palace of Eternos. And then it's, how big is it going to be? Is it going to be giant? Is it going to be like a mall, right? Is it going to be does it take up as much real estate as an Eternia playset? And then it's anybody's guess, right? It could be just as much as an Eternia playset easily.
Yeah, but so my sweet spot though, just being a thing, I would like to be in for a larger playset like Eternos, because Eternos is going to be huge, right? You're going to have Orko's bedroom, you're going to have Man at Arms workshop, you're going to have a flight deck for for some of the sky sleds, or perhaps even the Wind Raider, right? You're going to have the garage for the attack track or the battle ram. Which, where are those things, right?
Yeah.
Dave, help us out here. Is there any hint that we might be getting more vehicles, right? But that one for Eternos, and maybe even the Crystal Castle, which, if we look back at the Crystal Castle, it wasn't that much bigger than Grayskull, right? Back in the day. But if you're going to go put those onto Mattel Creations, I want them big. I want them like an Eternia.
Yeah.
But I still want them sub 300. You know what I mean? I think for me, I feel comfortable on sub 300. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's possible at sub 300 for you? No,
sorry, no way,
not at all. Hey, not at all.
No way.
No.
You want a napkin? They'll sell you. We can get a napkin for 300 these days.
It has to do with the tooling, because these things are huge play sets, right? And that's the problem, right? And that's what a lot of people just don't understand. Because I've had discussions with Ramen Toy and so many other manufacturers, and they say the same thing. Tooling costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if you're going to put that much investment in something, it has to recoup their costs and actually make a profit. That's what they're in for, right?
Well, and so it's much more appealing, I think, from their standpoint. Not speaking for them, just my opinion. For them to give us, let's say, a deluxe Castle Grayskull that has all of the mysteries of Grayskull accessories packed in, maybe a lot more in the way of paint apps, smaller accessories, things of that nature. For instance, I know that with the Origins Castle Grayskull playset that we received, I personally was disappointed that it didn't look enough like the vintage playset. The front, the shell, the paint just wasn't impressive to me anyway. I would love to see something look a lot more like the vintage playset, at least in terms of the spray that we got with the vintage playset. And of course, it was with the vintage playset, it was very unique from castle to castle. There are no two castles that are exactly alike. But something that kind of mimics that, that gives us those different greens and the black, and something that looks much more vintage, I would love. So yeah, I would think that they could go that route and say, hey, we already have the tooling for Castle Grayskull. Why put out something that has entirely new tooling when we can give them something a little more kind of like what they've been doing with rolling changes with He-Man and Skeletor, with the different heads and whatnot, and He-Man's action punch. I'd like to see them reissue He-Man again, but include that action punch that we get with the Thunder Punch He-Man.
Yes, my biggest gripe right now, if I have one, is that as much as I love these new Origins figures, it seems as if they're using the swappable heads and pieces to really take away all of the wonderful action features that we loved as kids. Mechaneck no longer extends his neck. Cobra Khan does not have his spray feature when he really should, right? And some like Extendar. What's going to happen to Extendar? I mean, seriously, obviously Extendar is just going to pull all of his parts apart. You know what I mean? Like it is frustrating, but at the same time, I understand why. I just wish we could get Thunder Punch He-Man. You don't like, from what I understand, he does actually do the swing action, but he doesn't make us. It doesn't have the cap sound, right? So, yeah,
It replicates it. And if you actually take the armor off, you look at his back. As I recall, there are slots cut out of his back because that's where the sound comes out of.
got you.
Yeah.
So at least there's some. They're trying, right? They're trying, but obviously, not. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying, everybody. It's a cheaper way for them to do it, right? Because making a brand new tooling for each and every, exactly what David said, making brand new tooling for each and every figure is just a huge expense for any company. So this new swappable feature seems to be working out for them a little bit better. I think that it allows us to have these toys all said and done.
Well, and I am right there with you, and I would love for them to re-release some of these figures as deluxe figures in the future, so that we can get those action features like Mechanic. We have him packaged with a vehicle. That's fine. What if we wanted a single carded version of him? So give it to us like that, and give us the action feature, which would, of course, like you said, would require a lot of new tooling in the chest and everything. And I have a few times polled my groups with this opinion that, who else wants them to be reissued? And the overwhelming opinion that I received from the groups is no, is we don't want to have to buy it again. It breaks my heart, but that's been the opinion that's been shared. Maybe in the future, when it's closer towards the end of the line, when we've got so many figures, and it's been so long since, for instance, since we received a Mechanic, then people would be clamoring for, okay, give us reissue some of those older figures. And at that time, maybe that would be the appropriate time to say, okay, let's put the action features in there.
Yes, and I'm wondering if that's actually the next phase. I wonder if they're actually going to have, because again, they need to re-energize the brand at this point, right? Because again, most of us who have collected everything, as you said, we really don't. The poll on your site alone says that most people don't want to do it, because again, it's just a huge expense again, right? They don't want to have to resell their existing line and then pick up another line. But I wonder if adding new action features will entice people. But now I have a question about that. Do you think that then we'll have more deluxe figures, because that seems to be where all the action figures appear to be coming? And will that actually make everything a little bit more expensive? What are your thoughts?
I think we'll probably end up with the same volume of deluxe figures, and it's going to be new stuff. It's not going to be reissues of figures we've already received in line, right? I think there's kind of a roadmap of where they need to go, and they know it. They've got it all laid out, I'm sure, to say, okay, we need to get to the rest of the vintage line within this time frame, and then we can sprinkle in new stuff here and there as we go, like we see with the fan stuff, like the Palace Guards, like the Skeleton Warriors, and the Mattel Creations exclusives, like Frogmonger.
Yeah, some of the newer characters that are being experimented on are very, very exciting. Do you think the Frogmonger and other fully newly tooled figures will remain on Mattel Creations, or do you think they'll eventually make their way over in some form or another as regular releases?
Hard to say. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say they'll probably stay there. I don't think that they're going to be reissued anytime soon, anyway. And if they are, then maybe they would give it to us, like, let's say Frogmonger, if they wanted, if there was enough demand for a new Frogmonger, they would give us a red version or a yellow version, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's much like the Sigmen, right? I think that what they showed in the mini comic really does lead the idea that you should have more of these guys, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like this seems to me that they're army building. I personally think, much like the way they're doing with the Skeleton Warriors, brand new tooling from the ground up. They're selling them 2-packs. A, that makes a lot more sense, because that means that the tooling is not wasted. B, that means that they can start the army building, which I think is something that all these What are your thoughts on that? Do you think companies don't realize that army building is a thing for collectors, or do you think that they do it on purpose and do not release multi-packs for these things?
See, yeah, it would be so helpful to. I would love to get multi-packs for things like I remember they did have a 2-pack in the classics line for Horde Trooper, for example.
Yeah.
It sold out instantly. They gave us a little thimble, a little drop of Horde Troopers compared to what the demand was for that toy. And then we eventually saw a single card release. I don't know from a business standpoint whether it's better to have a multi-pack, like a 2-pack or a 4-pack of these army builders, or if it's fine just to have a larger volume of the single carded version.
But I'm wondering if they're like, sometimes I do question whether or not companies are leaving money on the table. You know what I mean? Because
All the time.
yeah, I mean, like if you look at the Vintage Collection right now, right, for Star Wars, they've just now started releasing 5-packs of Stormtroopers, 5-packs of Rebel Legions, 5-packs of what's it called, Hoth soldiers. You know what I mean? It's only now that they're starting to do that. And you know what? I've seen some collectors have thousands of these things, like thousands of Stormtroopers everywhere. And you know what? I remember finding in one of my earlier videos on MJR Collector, they were clearancing out Horde Troopers for whatever reason at one of the discount stores up here, $10 each. And I posted that, and literally within 2 days, they were all wiped out. All the Horde Troopers were gone.
Yeah.
Right. So there's definitely demand for army building. And are these companies like just literally leaving leaving money on the table by doing that? It's just crazy.
Well, then there's, the fact that we've got all these PowerCon exclusive sets that we're never going to see again. And, it would be great to get some kind of single card releases, some, of the exclusives that a lot of people will never own because they're so expensive and so limited now. They were super expensive when the convention was doing them. And I like that Mattel started to give us some of those exclusives with slight redecos as regular figures in the line. I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, it's always the what we want, right? I mean, let's be serious. Let me ask you this though. What happens with this, like the Sky Sled and Prince Adam? In a sense, it was a bit of a miss. A bit of a miss there. I think a lot of people are hoping that they would have released the caboose. You know what I mean, for the rest of the battle ram. What are your thoughts? Is there any chance we're going to get a full battle ram? Because I wouldn't mind having a second Sky Sled if it meant I could get a full battle ram.
Of course. Yeah, give it to us. I mean, I can't wait. I'm sure it's just a matter of time. Absolutely.
I'm hoping that it's not just one of those things where they're looking at the sales for like Stridor or any of these things and saying, hey, this didn't work. But what flies in the face of that is the fact that we're getting a Point Dread, right, and Talonfire. I mean, if they didn't believe in these vehicles, I don't think that would have come to pass. Right?
Yeah, they're pushing forward for sure. And when I see the mini comic Stratos figure being a peg warmer, plus some other figures that I think are perfectly fine, like Sorceress, for example, and Jitsu and whatnot. It does worry me a little bit that maybe they would look at the mini comic variants and think, oh, maybe they don't want them. But no, I'm sure that they understand that, that there is still definitely demand for the mini comic variants, like a red Beastman and orange, orangey red Ram Man.
Yeah, but but they would have to be brand new figures, right? Because I think one of the biggest complaints from many fans is too many repaints, right? I mean, although don't get me wrong, I love the comic book Trapjaw, I love the comic book Roboto, I love all those variants, but there are some people who are just like, enough is enough. Like, how many more He-Man do we need in the line, right?
Right.
But what are your thoughts? Do they are these truly necessary for the line to continue?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I will always promote the mini comic variants. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm I'm not unbiased in that realm. Yeah.
now a lot of people are also asking me this question, and I don't know if you have any insight on this, but there are enough pieces right now that have been made, from between Montana, between the Frogmonger, between so many different figures. What are your thoughts on Modulok? Is he possible?
Of course. Yeah. I'm sure they'll get to all of the vintage figures, except for maybe what was it? Let's see. Titus and Megator. I think after pushing the Horde, Powers of Grayskull would be next. I think that would be the logical next step. And there are plenty of characters like Shirella, like Eldor, like Hero, Megator, Titus. I think we're going to get to all those.
Well, I mean, they teased what's it called? The Gigantosaur, right? They teased that. I mean, God.
I don't know.
Come on, it's got to be a Mattel Creations, though, right? I mean, like that thing is gigantic. I did a video on it, and I saw just how big it was. It's bigger. It's bigger than anything in Jurassic Park right now. It's huge. Yeah. Even their the Nautilus. What are they called? The Nautilus, the Dreadnoughts. Even their freaking Dreadnoughts is way bigger than that. Like in heft, in girth, in size. And the damn thing's supposed to be able to stand on its hind legs and then fire from the bottom like crazy. Do you think that's in the cards at all?
I think I can imagine it showing up as like a crowdfunding thing and it failing. Yes. And people going, why did they even try? Why did they even try? Kind of like other crowdfunding things we've seen in the past.
You know what I would do though, if it was just me personally, I would lean into an upgrade pack, and then say, hey, you could even make these into Dino Riders. There's so many. Seriously, they own the license.
Dino Riders, then
they still own the right. They still, as far as I know, they still own the license, right? So it could be possible. And there's so many Dino Riders.
Give us Dino Riders.
That's exactly what I'm saying, right? I mean, if anybody could do it, if they wanted to do it, they could. But of course, this is what I've always said. This is what I always try to explain to people. They will never release Dino Riders, and everyone's like, "Why? Why won't they do it?" I was like, because that would pretty much compete directly with their Jurassic Park line. They're not going to do it. It doesn't make it. They'd be cannibalizing their own freaking market. It wouldn't work. At least for them, it would work for somebody if they wanted to. Here's the thing: if they wanted to sublicense that to somebody else and let them take the risk on it, I think that maybe there's enough room on that. The way I look at it, dinosaurs and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, everybody can do them. It seems like everybody is doing Teenage Mutant. You got Playmates doing Ninja Turtles. You got Super 7 doing Ninja Turtles. You got NECA doing Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Somebody else is going to pick the freaking license. It's just that gift that never keeps on giving. And kids love freaking dinosaurs, man. You put something on top of them and just make them into cyborgs. Right. I think it would be a hit.
I'll vote for dinosaurs every day.
Absolutely, it's actually nuts.
I want to mention, you mentioned an expansion pack. That's one of the questions I asked from Mattel is, was Snake Mountain designed for a future expansion set? Just like we got with Mysteries of Grayskull, right? Yeah. And so I'm thinking the table, right? Skeletor's table, a working microphone. I remember, even the acid pit stickers on the vintage playset. There are 3 monsters. We only got 2 so far, so they can give us a third one.
That expandability, yes, that would be great. There was actually a comment in the comments above. I believe I will have to go back and find it, but yeah, they were talking about how we used to get accessories packs, right? That's how they had the black straps for Zodak, which ended up becoming what we know as Wondar today. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I would love to see accessories packs, even classics. Scott created the classics accessories packs because people were demanding them, right? Because a lot of things that were missing from certain characters, which they couldn't get in tooling at the time, according to Scott. So yeah, they followed that up with the accessories packs. So I would totally love a speaker box, right? Because Jay over at Geek Dad Live, he said that his kids love playing with old junk like that. Like, just the idea of being able to put your mouth in, the voice of Skeletor, like that kind of thing. It's just this fun play. It's for, if you want to bring kids into this fold. And what are your thoughts on that? Because I do, out of all the collector lines that are out there, I have been very staunch and very adamant that this is Origins here is probably the only collector line which you can actually hand to your kids and not
That's
worry
right.
about losing $60 to $70 on an action figure. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Except for, you know, a few figures, right? Where in like the Mattel Creations exclusives that end up, or Duplico that ended up for hundreds of dollars on eBay.
That as soon as
Yeah,
it starts hitting the retail shelf, whoo,
right.
that's gonna.
But there are plenty of figures where you can do that, and it's been wonderful to see so much interaction and celebration on the groups of people sharing it with their kids. It's
Absolutely,
beautiful. Yeah.
100%. And I love that. You know what I mean? I really, really do love that. Tomato One says Rio Blast is an android or is he human? Is he like Gigantosaurus? I think Rio Blast is just another one of those gifted Eternians. Much like and he might even, I don't think he's cursed, but you know, like Manny Faces, right? He just has some additional gifts. I mean, even Mackinac, where the hell did he come from? Is he an augmented human? Is he not, right? David, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, let's see. Rio Blast, his entire chest is missing, right? It's a big cavity filled with guns. And yeah, no, I think he's kind of more like Manny Faces. Like he's definitely got some cybernetic, some parts to him. Yeah.
I wonder if I didn't have the mini comic for that, and I'm pretty sure that the mini comic didn't actually explain anything because they don't normally. But yeah, I tend in my own headcanon think that, you know, he's just another one of those gifted people. I don't know, but you're right. I mean, he's Tony Stark, right? He's got this freaking huge cavity in the middle of his.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's that, you know, he is just human, and it's not that he's magical or he's infected by the technovirus, you know, from
Yep.
the old days of Eternia.
Well, Motherboard is now bringing it back, right? So I mean,
yes,
that's a technovirus, right?
Exactly.
So, you know, what's old is new again. Oh, yeah. Walter, you're dude, my friend, you're awesome. Walter Mintier, Granomir would be awesome, dude. I totally am kicking myself that I didn't pick up Granomir. He was on BBTS, the green version, and he was like down to like $90. I should have grabbed it.
Man, I sold my red one and green one. I totally regret it.
Oh my god, I really, really want Granomir in the Origins line. You know, he doesn't have to be full size. He can be like half. You know, he can be pretty decent size. You know, I'll scoop him three up of them. I won't even bother at that point.
I mean, like, technically, they could just reuse the same tooling if it's not damaged.
That'll be fun. Okay, this is actually good. Walter is now saying Attack Track, the Filmation and toy version, please. Again, I'm going to put it to you. Should we get both, or I know they probably only have enough budget for one, but which one it would appeal more to collectors? I think. Yeah. But actually, David, you're first.
I'd say toy version for retail, and then down the road, maybe crowdfunding for a Filmation Attack Track.
You know what? I didn't even think about that, but I think that you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think that the original Attack Track should definitely come to retail. I think it's going to end up with a push feature thing. I don't think they're not going to put batteries in it, but definitely 100%. I would definitely love to see even a crowdsourced project for that. William, you're right. But what do you think, David? Do you think Slime Pit He-Man will come on retail, or do you think he's going to be a Mattel exclusive?
Sounds like a Mattel Creations exclusive. I know that he was I believe the final figure in the Classics toy line. It turned out beautiful. I would really hope that they do him right. It's kind of hard to mess him up, but then again, it would have been hard to mess up Skeletor. Just saying.
Holy crap, David with the zingers tonight. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I mean, how hard is it to make the cross into a bone cross? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Well, I love to see what people are doing. Some people are just one guy has a Skeletor where half of his face is painted. It looks just like a Skeletor.
Absolutely.
And I was just sharing a post before this. I was like actually running out the door to get groceries, and I got your message like, "Hey, you want to be on my show tonight?"
Sorry.
And what is it called? What's his name?
You can share it. You can share it here. We can post it up if you end up finding it.
Let me see. It's the newest post on the Origins fans page.
Okay, let me take a look.
I'm sorry, the Masters of the Universe Origins page. And a lot of people, by the way, don't know that not only do I own adultcollector.org, the Masters of the Universe Origins page, that's me. The Masters of the Universe Revolution page, that's me. I own a lot of pages too. So Mega Custom X has a pretty cool custom head for He Skeletor, where it looks like he's wearing a Skeletor mask. He does some amazing, incredible work. Everything he makes is just golden.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Don't do that. There it is. Here we go. Facebook. And then we go to Origins fans. Yep, I got it.
Okay.
So, present. Stop that screen. Present. Share screen. Share the screen. Window. Come on. I know technology. I can do this. There we go. All right, there we are. Always great to see the Toy Sorceress in the house. You just did a live stream of Powers of Grayskull 2024 wish list. Let's go, Mattel. Thank you, Toy Sorceress. You're awesome. All right, so here we go. So we'll scroll down a little bit, and
that's the group. So that's Origins fans group.
Sure.
If you search,
did you put it in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll grab from the chat then. So
I've got like 25 groups and 25 pages right now.
Yeah, still great.
There
all right, here we go. So there it is. Wow, that's crazy. Holy crap! I love it. That's amazing.
Great.
Holy crap!
So everything's so creative that he does.
Sweet. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's beautiful. Holy crap. Yeah. All he has to do is he needs to fix the cross though. I think that if he cut the cross off.
Just noticing that.
Right? Yeah. But yeah, that's amazing work. Holy crap. And he's got more of a Keldor-ish look. You know what I mean? It's not a yeah, absolutely. Mega custom.
Let's see. So we've got and this is all from the Masters of the Multiverse comic book series, right? So we've got He Skeletor. If we were to get Anti-Eternia Keldor on Mattel Creations, maybe they could pack in the proper He Skeletor armor with the skull, and maybe even the head for him.
Absolutely.
There's still opportunity for them to fix things like
that. That's amazing. Yeah, it's just incredible what people, so many talented folks out there. Like I wish I had an inkling of talent the way these guys can pull this stuff off. I'm so jealous, but at the same time just so humbled at the kind of things that people are able to do this with. It's just absolutely crazy. Jay, the Toy Sorceress is here. She wants to call in and do her Skeletor impression. If Toy Sorceress is always welcome. Toy Sorceress, if you want to join, definitely hit us up. Like would love to have you on board. I'll just drop the she might be busy though. I'm actually not sure who if that was just a joke, but anyway, always great to have. Let's answer a few questions here. Kid Chuckle says, "Is the line dead?" No, Kid Chuckle.
Nope.
The line is
not dead. Not going anywhere. Will it die eventually? Of course.
Everything comes to an end. Everything eventually comes to an end. But you know what? We're having one hell of a great ride, I think. Jose Aguilar. Hello, Jay and Motu Amigo. Of course, good to see you, my friend. Always good to see my friends from Mexico. Terrence John. In the same vein, people keep taking shots at Spectre Creative, but thus far, with the exception of the Masterverse Deluxe Man-at-Arms, so far nothing is showing up in stores. That's not true, Terrence St. John. There are some sightings now in some. I've seen them and even in adultcollector.org and Master Universe fans. I am seeing several posts that people are actually starting to show some finds of different characters. They're not the latest characters, granted, right? But even those, I don't even think those are all on pre-order right now.
I found several deluxe Man at Arms at Target.
Yeah, there you go. And who's buying the new stuff a month or more after we pre-ordered it on EE and Amazon BBTS? Well, not everybody shops online. I mean, that like a lot of people will not shop online, right, Terrence?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so I know where you're going with that, but Cobweb says, hey, it's David. Nolan says, hey, David, what's going on? So one question. I still don't completely discount what Scott says. Nothing was announced, and we hadn't already known about for months. Hope Scott is wrong, but he hasn't been proven wrong completely yet. Well, here's the reality. One question, and I've questioned this multiple times. Mattel really needs to do something with their marketing right now, because it almost seems like they're relying on us, the toy tubers out here, to actually leak information. I mean, that's the only reason why we knew about any of these releases. The fact that our good friends over at Toy Habits leaked it, right? The Canal dos Rosmineros and all these wonderful people who are sleuthing and trying to dig up information. Adultcollector.org. People are sharing this information once they find it, and then it's leaked. That's how we knew about it. Because if these things weren't leaked, we wouldn't have known about them. I mean, that's actually what's happening. So technically, this is actually an official release, right? So, thank you for that. Dick Steven, I never seen a toy line show off so much at once. It is kind of strange. What are your thoughts on that, David? Was this planned, or because of the leaks?
Of course, it's planned. Yeah, we got this beautiful poster, this beautiful presentation. No, it's absolutely planned, and it's like I said, it's kind of it feels historic in a way.
It does.
I can't think of another time when we were shown this many toys all at once, to celebrate, absolutely. And to get excited about.
Dave says, I see my two favorite villains on David's shelf, Faker and the guy with the claw. Awesome. Terrence, again. But seriously, who's going to be contributing stakes? Who's going to be I'm thinking that's sales. Who else is going to be contributing sales at retail, since all these products were pre-ordered by the fans online with no idea or uncertainty that it was coming to retail? Terrence, I know you're being healthy. You have a very healthy skepticism here, and I totally agree with you. Anything can happen between now and then. But at the end of the day, as I said earlier, in my opinion anyway, not everybody shops online. Some people refuse to. Why? Because in certain cases you have to pay for shipping. In certain cases, your figures become damaged in the mail. There are a lot of people who will only shop in retail just to make sure that they have the perfect card. I mean, that happens all the time.
Well, and with Origins, I can't tell you how many times I've been at the store and people have just walked up saying, oh my God, I can't believe it's Masters of the Universe. And I used to have this as a kid. They're not diehard fans like us, that they don't follow, social media for Masters of the Universe. They're just into other things, and they're doing their adult thing with their kids. And then they see this on the toy shelf, and hell yeah, they're going to pick it up. There's going to be a lot of that, I think. Yeah.
Terrence, no, we are answering your questions. It's just that we've been talking, for so long that getting to your questions now is what we're trying to do. Okay, so we are answering, and these are just opinions. At the end of the day, these are all just opinions, right? So that's all.
There's plenty of doubt to go around. Yeah. Has been. Yeah. It's nothing new.
Absolutely.
And so now's a good time to highlight this great news from Mattel, actual confirmation that they're coming to the retail store, that the lines are not dying. We're going to be able to enjoy a lot more toys for Origins and Masterverse in the future.
And it really is just one of those things where we should celebrate the small victories, right? I think that's really where it comes down to. X-Dar, I'm just going to have X-Daredevil, because the way it's spelled. The X-Daredevil, I've known I know all this time that Moten wasn't going away. Trust in those who have been collectors of this beloved brand for so many years. Thank you, Daredevil. Appreciate that. RC, my problem with Motu is the disregard that so many companies have about getting figures to you in good condition. Brother, I know what you're saying, but there are so many circumstances by what you're saying, right? If you're talking literally about shipping and about pre-orders, then the fact that they should be coming to retail should be very exciting for all of us then on that level, right? I mean, I've there's so many horror stories about people folding cards to get them into smaller boxes, right? That's just terrible. That's a disrespect to anyone's product. They shouldn't be doing that at all, right? But we are talking about people who are all constantly, pressured to get things out of the door as fast as possible. So it's a 50-50 chance at that point. I don't know. Has it been? Have you been seeing a lot? Like I've been seeing a lot of swap figures and things like that. How much of an issue do you think it really is, David, for all these shipping issues that people are experiencing?
It's a logistic salad. It's just a mix. You're gonna see problems here and there. I know Amazon. I've seen problems with a lot of their packaging. I've seen a lot of stuff from Amazon with no issues. I've seen beautifully packaged Origins figures and the folded ones. So, it's like you said, it's kind of 50-50. It's there's no way to predict for sure who's going to give you uh, consistently something that's of mint condition in the mail. And that's another, like you said, that's another exciting reason for these to be showing up at retail. Then you can go to the store and inspect them and have them in your hand.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Uh, Terrence is really being very critical tonight. When is it coming, David? When? I believe David. They said sometime in the fall, right? The fourth quarter, isn't that what
Yeah, this is advertised by Mattel as being the fall catalog, right? That's what they were saying, right, in
Yeah.
their advertisements.
Yeah.
And I think the online listings have Snake Mountain coming in August.
I believe that was
And
on.
I
Yeah.
and I want to say, and I remember I put up a post on the Origins page and spread it around that where I looked at I think I used Entertainment Earth and I had it's kind of like a chart and it shows you all the new releases, the ones that have been listed online anyway, right? There's some of them haven't. And then I looked at I just showed you like, okay, according to this website, in this month we're going to get these figures and this month we're going to get these figures. So over the next few months, we are now right now we're getting some figures, and we're going to over the course of the next few months we're going to get more figures. Yeah, it's going to be. It's not that they're all going to drop. At least the online sales, they're not going to drop all at the same time. We're getting them as time goes on.
Well, they even said in that statement that you read that they have to clear out their existing stock before they can actually replenish the more the newer things. So yeah, unfortunately, it is one of those catch-22s, right? But as we've seen lately, most of the shelves are starting to go bare anyway. So hopefully that means that we're going to see a lot more stuff.
That reminds me, I think, what was it? Toy Habits was saying that it was confirmed that Duplico had a street date of May 1st. And at retail,
yeah, I believe that's what they were saying. They were saying that it's
yeah,
expected to be May 1st. So
yeah.
Terrence St. John, but people are picking them up at Walmart and hobby shops. It's a mess. There's no real system or order.
So I want to say with Paul Mart, they got them way sooner than they were supposed to, and so I wouldn't use Paul Mart as a I don't know, guide stick rule or whatever.
I found it interesting that Walmart actually has labeled boxes on their
Yeah,
right.
and what is I want to say Entertainment Earth.
Yeah.
When they do sell cases, I know that.
Yeah. So
With
in my opinion, there seems to be someone at Walmart probably has a relationship with somebody there. I mean, you don't get stamped boxes unless you know something, right? So like whenever I find and you guys can watch on my channel, whenever I find a skid at Walmart and I just happen to find one of the cases, I've never seen Walmart on the side of that box. The fact that I actually saw Walmart on the side of a box, it shocked the hell out of me. I was like, how the hell is Walmart getting their name on the side of a box? This is stamped. It's not like it was handwritten by somebody. It was stamped. So you know what? Somebody at Walmart has some sort of inside. So Terrence, I agree with David. There's something going on there.
And there have been, as we've mentioned, there have been distribution issues for quite a while now. So I'm really hoping that I know that things are going to improve throughout this year as we see stores clearancing out all these peg warmers, and then we're going to start at in the fall or sooner. I mean, shipment dates vary. We're going to see the new stuff show up more and more at the stores.
Toy Habits does confirm May 1st is the street date for Duplico. Thank you so much, Michael and Toy Sources. You guys are awesome. Hey, Matt Hatter's in the house. Anyone see Ball Blart? Paul Blart.
Paul Blart.
Mall Cop. That's fair enough. Thanks, Terrence and John. Yeah, this is crazy. Terrence and John. But if they're getting them early, that's just substantiates that it's an organized mess. I don't think so. There's something going on. Terrence. And I appreciate your critical thinking. I do appreciate that. But you know what? In this sense, I just for me anyway, I can't speak for everybody else. I just want to celebrate this. I just want to celebrate that there is news coming that they will be showing up at retail. Whether that's a small amount of retail or whether it's a huge, and I go back to it. I think that their plan that eventually will probably be something along the lines of as I said, more like this. I mean, this is something I think is more realistic now, right? Where they'll just drop a pallet and everybody, it's like a feeding frenzy. People will just jump on the pallet and do whatever they can with the toys that are in there, because if they can't afford to keep that peg space, I think this is a wonderful solution for something like this, where they just drop the pallet down, people buy, and then once it's gone, it's gone. I think that actually is something that can happen. And look who showed up tonight. Hey, what's going on, Toy Story?
Hi, Jay. How you doing? I just saw your message. So I've been multitasking, and I was trying to fix my Filmation Grizzler that had a little bit of a mishap during our live stream, but I think he's better now.
I wanted to say thank you for mentioning my news on your social media. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem. That was incredible news. You know what, guys? Give me 1 second to put my headphones on because I don't want to cause any.
No, actually, you're good right now.
Anything like that? Sorry, my setup got discombobulated when I logged off before. That's much better. So how's it going? Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is David, of course, and this is, of course, the Toy Sorceress from Toy Habits. I'm looking for Meg's question. She says, hello. What's my question about Koldar? So Meg, do you want to answer the question again? So many people in the chat right now, which is awesome. So, thank you guys all for being here tonight. Peter Vita says, any idea when Mossman will be out? That is the ongoing question, isn't it? Any insights, David, at all?
Yeah, let us
Sooner
know.
the better.
I know, right? So Jay and David, I missed the first part of your stream because we were on live. We had a Sunday show today just because scheduling conflicts and whatnot. So I didn't get to listen to the whole first part of your stream. But I thought your interview or your conversation with Mattel was very intriguing, and I don't know if you already covered this. But did they give you any hints as to any more information about the new figures and things they have planned in the pipeline for Motu coming up in the future? I know you mentioned that in your article. Mad Hatter, how's it going? But that got us very excited and very happy. We're so glad to hear there was a confirmation of it still being at retail. I think we all kind of dispelled that rumor a long time ago, but to hear it, as I said in our video yesterday, from the horse's mouth directly, was great news.
Yeah.
But and then seeing that part about a lot more figures in the pipeline got us excited. And actually, Jay, you know what our topic was for tonight's stream? We were doing our 2024 wish list for the Powers of Grayskull, because we figured that's like the natural course of where the line's going to go. And we've already had figure teases through CamoCon's card art, like a ton, and of course Mossman's package that was just recently revealed. So I'm like, it's got to progress down that route. So that's what we talked about tonight. But David, I want to hear if you got some insight for us.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling Jay, I think the next thing is going to be a push on just my opinion, The next thing might be a push on the Horde with the Fright Zone playset and the Slime Pit. And I was noticing some specific Horde figures, and I thought, yeah, maybe they're holding them back for this, you know, so that they can do Snakeman, then a big push on Horde, and then after that, Powers of Grayskull for sure.
To me, I'm like, you know, it's like they've done all the iterations of He-Man and Skeletor, right? And now that we've gotten to Thunder Punch He-Man and now Dragon Blaster Skeletor, the next versions of those that came out in the vintage line were, of course, Laser Power He-Man and Laser Light Skeletor, but that were only released in Europe, and they're incredibly expensive. So those are actually, you know, the things on my top pick, besides, of course, Hero and Eldor, which I'm sure we all would love to see. But they've got to keep releasing He-Man and Skeletor. We can't get too many like 2000X repaints and all that kind of stuff. So those are kind of like the next deluxe versions, right?
Then the question is, okay, so are they going to veer more into 2000X and Filmation? Maybe some new adventures sprinkled in there. I don't think that they're going to shy too much away from those variants lines when you know, when you see the poor performance of the 4-pack of the He-Man figures with the chrome weapons and the high price point that nobody really is interested in. I don't think that's the final nail of the coffin.
No, I think it was more about the price point and not the fact that they were cool figures. You know, I actually do have like the New Adventures He-Man sitting right here behind me. I really love that set. Nice. The price point, I think, turned a lot of people off because it was, you know, it was quite, but the packaging was probably really expensive for them to produce. They did that whole elaborate television set box with all the little
packaging was really cool.
Boxes. So
Absolutely.
maybe they can find a way to do it a little bit more, you know, price effective next time around.
But sadly, I didn't get any, you know, specifics about, you know, what new figures or toys are coming beyond the giant pile that we've already been treated to. This big reveal of the fall catalog. I did ask them about the expansion set, possibility of an expansion set for Snake Mountain, and they were saying, you know, we talked about it, but right now we're focused on just getting everything out. I think there's a lot of opportunity for an expansion set for Snake Mountain.
That would be very cool.
So Meg finally got her question out because I lost it somewhere. Meg, question about Koda. Second run exclusive because many missed out on him. We lost the toy specialist because many missed out on him because Creations was still figuring out their exclusives execution back then. Is there any chance for a second Koldar? What are your thoughts, David?
If I had to guess, no.
Oh,
because it's such a deep cut character. I feel like, you know.
I know, and because now he's nearly impossible to pick up. I mean, everyone is holding on to him or asking god awful amounts of money for him. You know, that seems to be the biggest issue on there. So yeah, unfortunately, Meg, I don't think we'll see. And if we do, I think that it will possibly be. You know, here's the thing though. I think it will possibly be a retail version, but you know, it'll be a 2-pack. You know what I mean? Something like the Sunmen, where they got to justify it somehow.
Yeah.
Now, here's a better question, though. I think not a better question, sir. Not a better question. Here's a follow-up question to that. Do we think we're going to get Shadow Master with Koldar at some point? I think that would be something cool as a collector's piece. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. We were just talking about this, that we don't know what the next Mattel Creations figure is coming down the line. It's only April. All the things that have been announced and revealed for Mattel Creations exclusives have come out, with Skeletor being the last one. And now we don't know what is coming down for the rest of the year in terms of MC exclusives. So that could be a possibility.
I prefer that, by the way. I mean, you know, we're all into the leaks and stuff, but I like to be surprised. I like not knowing what's coming down the road. Yeah. But you know, to your point, talking about a 2-pack, I would love to see a Mattel Creations exclusive set with beautiful packaging for House of Shakoti.
Oh, wow. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
That's definitely the deep dive but it's very much a Filmation connection, right? So, wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's nuts. Oh my goodness. What else do we have? Hatter's going crazy tonight. Okay, what is this Pinkertons thing? What is the can somebody explain to me what the Pinkertons are? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I don't even know what the Pinkertons
Hatter, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I have no clue what people are referring to there. Very, very strange. Let's see here. Playmotu says, do you think they will re-release any of the earlier Origins waves? They did it once. Fingers crossed. I think people are now finally hoping that this will be. I mean, it seems to, strangely, out of nowhere, with 2022 new for 2022 or 2023 stickers. The Scareglow wave came back at Target for a while.
Yeah.
What happened there, guys?
Go ahead, David. I'll let you go first, but I do have my
Which wave?
The Scareglow wave showed up at Target with 2022 stickers, like out of nowhere. Like what happened? Like it was just such a strange thing.
Just great. I think it's Mattel answering the cries of the collectors, saying, "Hey, we want this stuff," and trying to see. One of my friends, they shared with me this this tag that they found. I think it was at Walmart. And it was for Triclops, just Triclops. And the tag date was like 4/6/2023, kind of hinting at maybe a new re-release wave in possibly another one of those nice custom stands. I'd love to see that. That's a great way to reintroduce old waves. And again, there are several waves, as I recall, that haven't made it to retail yet because of this clog. Well, for different reasons, I'm sure. And so there's plenty of opportunity for them to come back with some re-releases.
Okay, weird. I'm getting a lot of comments on my phone, just going off like crazy, and people are like, "Jay, you got to check this out." And I'm trying to figure out why people are just messaging me like crazy right now. Something's going on. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Somebody said that I need to check out Mr. Home Arcade's latest video. I don't know why. There's no as much as we love Mr. Home Arcade here, but everyone's saying you got to check out Mr. Home Arcade's latest video. So let's go check out Mr. Home Arcade's latest video. All right, here we go. What the heck? My face is there. Why is my face on Mr. Home Arcade's video? Hey guys, Jay. Welcome back to the channel. Oh my gosh, guys, this is absolutely nuts.
Hold up real quick. Is that shit what I think it is? Is that Flipboard?
Something absolutely historic and probably will never happen again has just occurred. Oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah, I'm just as shocked as you, Jay. I was wondering where Flipboard was, and then I thought about it. When was the last time I seen that motherfucker?
This fucking Flipboard is it's gonna be fucking wild, man. People want to see it, I'll fucking show it. Let me take a look. This is gonna be a world exclusive. Everybody here for Christmas, this is your Christmas premiere of Flipboard. But here you go. So this is the prototype of dude, come on. Tell me you're not in on this thing, just from a fucking prototype perspective.
Man, I was sold from that shit right there. But for those of y'all that know who that is, let me show you real quick who Flipboard is.
Hey, howdy, and welcome to a new segment called Flipper Frank Reviews. Friends and the Flippers, we need each other, all right? We're like Batman and the Joker. We're like the yin and the yang. It's the circle of life. There's this school of thought that flippers are this bad thing. Flippers are not a bad thing. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. That is my favorite song. You know why? Because cash rules everything around me. I'm gonna be an Origin style. He's gonna be chromed out. The gold chrome flipper is gonna be fucking hot. It's gonna come with an alternate head. It's gonna be fun. And I think you're gonna want it. It's gonna have to be like a Kickstarter exclusive thing. So unfortunately, once the Kickstarter goes up, you gotta get in. If you don't get in on the Kickstarter, there's nothing I can do. It's just the rules of the fucking Kickstarter. But yes, Flipboard is he's and again, work in progress. So take this for what it's worth. There's going to be changes and all that other shit. But anyway, you saw it here first. All right.
So now that you're caught up to speed, I realize I'm gonna have to make this motherfucker myself because I don't know what's going on. You got Mega J giving teasers and shit in his background. I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm gonna make my own Flipboard. So, with the power of editing, booyah! There it is, folks. I made my own Flipboard. My own Motu Origins Flipboard, to be exact. This is before he got the shovel enhancements, all that stuff. And my Flipboard, this is what he comes with. This deluxe figure comes with his cat, comes with his nice backpack. You see that shit? All made with Origins pieces. Yep, Origin pieces and Mattel pieces, you know what I'm saying? Besides the hoodie. As you can see, Flipboard is all about that money. Just like he said, cash rules everything around. Look at that. Even Beastman's happy to see his ass. That's what I'm saying, folks. Flipboard in the flesh, sitting on top of his case. He puts all his goodies and shit. And right there, that's his brother, Hustler. Cause what I got going on in my little Motu universe, Hustler and Flipboard, they brothers, you know what I'm saying? And they had a falling out. And Hustler got upset cause Flipboard wanted to go about his business and flip shit the way he wanted to flip it. So he got his money, he got his cat, and he rolled the hell up out of there, went to a different universe, got to some shit, ends up getting all his shovel enhancements and whatnot. But right here, this before he gets all that shit. Look at that, he even sold shit to Batman. You know what I'm saying? Flipboard. I needed this in my collection, I'm glad that I made it. But I need to know what's up with the real Flipboard. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard nothing in months. Flipboard right here. Mad Hatter, if you're out there listening, please let us know what's going on, brother. Where's this Flipboard at? We've seen the prototype, but I want to see the real thing. Because I have to make my ass one, but I want to support the project. I want to buy one, brother. Let us know what's up. Everybody, thanks for watching. I hope one of y'all tell us something out there, because the world wants to know, where the hell is Flipboard? Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Okay.
There's okay. I'm confused. There's like what? I have no idea what that was. That some. I've got no clue. I've got no clue. Oh my god! But it looks like people. Oh my goodness! Jay made Flipboard. See, I don't know what you're talking about, Charles. I have no idea. The Toy Man says Flipboard. Frank has taken over the show again. Oh my gosh! Labrat says Flipper Frank always finds a way on the air. Man, people are very excited about this. Matt Hatter's like, oh, that is sexy. JB's Choice Trunk's like he's seeing all the money fly away. He's gonna have to start saving up some cash. Thanos says, gotta love Mr. Home Arcade. Labrat says, take my money. Just take it. And the Toy Man says, bro. FFP says, okay, enough. Everyone's going crazy. People who are people who know apparently. And I'm confused. I'm just like I've been here all this time. I haven't seen anything. I don't know where that clip came from. I looked like I was embarrassed for some reason, but anyway. So Mr. Home Arcade has basically unearthed some secret conversation it must have had somewhere. I don't know. Like it's just, what Photoshop? Yeah, exactly. I think it was Photoshop. Myself, I believe. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Like he doesn't. As far as I know, he doesn't exist. And you know what though? Bravo to Mr. Home Arcade. Great custom. 100%. And love the other customs as well. Who did he said the other custom figures he makes, guys. definitely go over to Mr. Home Arcade. Check out his what's it called, his homages and his own universe that he's created. Another multiverse for the Master of the Universe, his own little world. Master Mini Comics, Mr. Home Arcade is the man. So funny, absolutely. That is his real voice, by the way. If anybody's wondering, that is his real voice. That Harry says, "You rule, Mr. Home Arcade." That's right. And dude, I don't know where you got that clip. Okay, I have no idea where you found that. I might have to actually raid your home later so that I can get that clip back. I don't know where that came from. I deny everything. Is Flipboard coming to retail? Yes, Flipboard's gonna.
He's part of the new figures in the pipeline, right?
Terrence is all about the retail tonight, man. Oh my gosh, Labrat, why are you keeping? I'm not keeping any secrets. There's guys. There's nothing here. Do you see anything? Like seriously, there's nothing here. Nothing exists. It's not. There's nothing. No secrets being kept here. All I know is that something's up. Toy Guru said Flipboard is canceled. Last Venom 76. It was in the background of some of your videos. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have no idea. You guys must be seeing things. There must be something else going on. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Toy Hatter. Toy Guru says Flipboard isn't coming out. True or false? Oh my goodness, guys! This is now there's controversy on my channel. This is nuts. Complete controversy. When is Flipboard coming? Yes, that's actually a good question, guys. Let's find out when Flipboard is coming. But Osterman's Toys in the house. Good to see you, Oz. How you doing, my friend? Always good to see Oz in the house. William Randall is in the house. Thank you, my friend, for being here tonight. Flipboard comes with an invisibility cloak. You know, there's nothing here. I searched. I was searching.
You know, whenever I hear Flipboard, I think of a dolphin. I like to call him.
Yeah, I know.
Charles U. Farley, just watch your last Snake Mountain box art video. Okay, we'll watch it. We'll see if. We'll see what's
it's funny. As soon as the box art was released or was revealed, I photoshopped it, and you just stretch out the corners, and then you make it look like it's a nice straight shot, and released it. And people are saying, "Where did you get that photo? Where did you get that image?"
It's called the skew function on Photoshop, folks.
Yeah.
I had to do it a lot on a bunch of box art for G.I. Joe for our shop pages, so I know it's possible.
It is great though, because it lets everybody see the unskewed version. So they
unskewed version of it.
And so without that stretched out version, it's hard to see Too Bad.
That's true, because when I saw Too Bad, he's grasping onto Man at Arms, but you can barely see the other head, right? So
he's getting ready to suplex him. Yeah.
Exactly. And then what's it called? You know what? On the skewed version, it looks like Whiplash is trying to hunt down Screech. Yeah. And I was like, why is he aiming at Screech? It doesn't make any sense. Master of the Mini Comics, a tribute. Hey Jay, just a public thank you for your support and helped me reach 1,500 subscribers this past year. Congratulations, Master of the Mini Comics. Well deserved. Again, another wonderful channel, guys. If you haven't already, definitely head over to Master Mini Comics. He just did a full translation with a wonderful group of individuals translating the German version of the stories from the mini comics in German into English. First time ever. So, guys, if you're ever wondering what those German comics had been and where you were hearing about Anti-Attorney He-Man, all these wonderful other stories from the Germany stories, head over to Master Mini Comics, guys. It's a wonderful channel. You guys don't want to miss it. It's great. Oh wait, what the heck? No, what the heck is that? Scan QR code. What the hell? Walter Mintier. It's turned into a Flipboard thing. Flipboard and Hustler 2-pack. There you go. I guess we need Hustler. Dividends. Is Mega J's Flipboard is Mega J Flipboard's arch nemesis? Well, you know what? Maybe I am. I don't know. Flipper got a gun. Natural Night Marvel. Flipper got a gun. I hope not. David McKay. Why did you take down Flipper from the shelf? He was never here. There's nothing here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like there was nothing here. You guys are imagining things. Like this is like Elf on the Shelf, man. He did there was nothing here. Like You guys are seeing things. I don't know what
It
you guys...
reminds me of how Joe Amato will Photoshop his customs into old images, like old Master of the Universe posters or advertisements.
Right?
So great.
There's a conspiracy going on here. Conspiracy. Somebody's doing something. I am being wrongly accused here. I am being wrongly accused of something that I did not do. I didn't do anything. Sorry, Terrence. Mega J Retro Flipboard prototype cover up. Oh my gosh, it's a conspiracy. We're all now I'm getting really I'm getting over my head here. Dave Sanelli, Flipboard catchphrase: "Can you dig it, sucker?" Oh my goodness. Jarrell Wynn, thank you all for what you do for Motu fans. You know, my brother, everybody here, we're all hardworking and trying to bring the best news and information to everybody. The community over at adultcollect.org, of course, is a wonderful place where everyone can connect and share and buy, sell, trade, do whatever they need to actually get their Motu fix. Definitely head over to adultcollector.org. I believe also
no buy, selling, trading on my groups.
Sorry about that.
Don't get that going. No.
Apologies about that. But you can connect with people where you can do that outside of all of that. But I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, you do have a YouTube channel now, don't you, David?
Oh yeah, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I mainly focused on my Facebook stuff. I'm only starting to dabble with the other stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, definitely. And of course, for all of the inside, track and trying to find the secret links and everything like that, you definitely have to go over to toyhabits.com. The Toy Socialist and Michael over there work very, very hard to try and find out when these things are coming to market. Because let's be honest, Mattel is relying on us, to actually bring people this news. It's kind of crazy. A lot of fun though. It's all done in fun. Monkey Jeebus, Filmation license is what has Scott confused about the ownership of Motu and renewal of contracts. Some people are just not too bright. Easy there, Monkey Jeebus. Easy. Yes, actually, I just did if you guys haven't seen it already, I did an interview with Dad at Arms. And of course, I did a reaction video to his interview of Ted Biaselli. And even Ted does not even want to try and navigate this crazy rights issues with Princess of Power. They have no idea how to go about that. It's just an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess, and they don't even want to try. So it's absolutely crazy. David, what are your thoughts on that particular situation? Should anybody even be bothering to try and get in on that?
I think they tried doing that back, Scott Knightlick and when he was the brand manager, and I think at some point he said that, things like that to these larger companies, it's just like so not a priority, right? It's so unimportant, compared to so much larger issues, So yeah, best of luck. I really hope that somebody can solve that puzzle and bring the peanut butter and jelly together, because it's just maddening that they can't, that this has to be separate. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's mind-boggling. Yeah,
just absolutely nuts.
What? I did want to mention one thing though. Supposedly, what was it? Somebody was saying maybe they're going to be bringing in this, some characters like Despara, and if they were to do that because of Hordak, right? If they were to do something like that, then it's like, well, that's She-Ra, right? I mean, who knows what we're going to get with the Revolution series. Yeah, it's going to be wild.
Master of Mini Comics is asking, how do we share content on Motu? How do we share custom Motu content on Adult Collector? I don't think I'm able to.
What, the groups?
Yes.
You just post it and say, look, this is something I made. You don't, there's different rules, like you can't reshare from a different page or a group or, things like that. You can't advertise like your Instagram or, but you can show off your stuff on there. Yeah.
I believe it's easier on the phone because I found that out the hard way today. because on the desktop, for whatever reason, it doesn't really give you many options. So just if anybody's wondering, I think it's a lot easier on the phone to share it. And for whatever reason, it seems to be easier on the phone browser, not on the app itself. I don't know why. That seems to be the case for me anyway. So best of luck to everybody. Tozo Tom go by. So Scott was wrong. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people haven't been noticing. Scott's been saying for the last couple of weeks now that he's been wrong. Like, he's actually said, yeah, I'm eating crow and all that kind of crazy. But he's also injecting in there, we shall see. It seems to be that's his thing. He goes on and says, I'm sorry, but in a lot of ways he's also saying I'm not sorry. So I mean, Scott's gonna be Scott, and you know what? He's a great guy. So was he wrong? Yeah. The answer is yes, he was wrong. But will it come to retail? We've already found out that this fall it should be starting to head over to retail. So yeah, guys, this is what it is. Thank you, Terrence Shaw. I appreciate that. I really do, my friend. The Toys of Time. Why does Scott keep saying adult collectors are a drop in the bucket? Here's the reality, okay? And what he's referring to is the toy industry as a whole, okay? And again, I don't want to flex on this, but if you look at the Toys R Us videos that I go on to, I got called out on this already. If you look at the Toys R Us videos, the walkthrough of the Toys R Us that I do, even the earliest one this year, there are only 4 aisles of adult collectibles, 4 aisles compared to 30 to 40 aisles of kids' toys, right? That's what Scott's referring to, right? I have a lot of people. I've had a lot of comments by multiple individuals saying if the toy industry would refocus on adult toys and make that the focus, it would save the industry. No, it would not. It would not. Adults collecting toys. We are rarities, guys. We are rarities, right? Here's a really good example that I did the other day. David, Toy Sorceress, I dare you. I dare both of you. Okay, pick up your 2 favorite toys right now. Pick up your 2 favorite toys. Walk over to your next door neighbor, knock on the door, and ask the first person who answers the door, who's not a kid, if they would like to play action figures with you.
Okay, I'll do it. All right.
Go ahead, David.
Go ahead, David. We'll see you later. I guarantee you 100% they're going to look at you very oddly and probably tell you to get off their property. That's probably what's going to happen, unless you know them, right? If you know them, have a decent relationship with them, and you know what? More than likely, someone's going to be able to do it, and that person just happens to remember He-Man for whatever reason, right? But I'm telling you, the majority of people out there, the majority of adults, right, they consider toys and anybody who plays with toys childish, right? So that's my 2 cents. Do you guys have anything else to add on that? Because that's my opinion. I'm not saying that it should be set in stone. But guys, do you want to weigh in this, or do you want to just abstain from talking about
that? I don't know. I mean, it just depends. It varies from person to person. Sure, there are people who think that adults collecting toys is childish, and
I was actually referring to the statement. Why does Scott keep saying adult collectors are a drop in the bucket?
Small.
Yeah. Well, there's this. I believe there are some comments about that. It's that there's a lot of the purchases are intended for kids. That it's the new generation, that the children that are the ones who are playing with these toys, and it's, I think to a large extent, it's the people with the buying power, the adults that are buying the toys, and they may buy some toys for their kids, but they're buying them for themselves too. And there are a lot of mainstream media articles talking about that.
Yeah, I mean the adult collector percentage of the market has been growing. It wasn't really a thing, 10, 15 years ago. It wasn't anything that, maybe a little more than that, but it wasn't as predominant, let's say, in the industry, right? The toy companies were mostly focused on selling to kids. But now they can see that there is a huge growing market, a huge demand. There's a lot of love for things that are nostalgic and that bring us back to our childhood. And those type of items are selling like hotcakes for the toy industry. So to negate the adult collector is not a good strategy. So they figure they're embracing it. And yeah, we're probably a much smaller percentage of their overall toy sales, but we are, an important demographic, and one that they're obviously not shying away from. And I want to give a big shout out to my partner, Michael, over there at Toy Habits. I know he spent the whole day putting his shed together and is very tired. So I hope, Michael, that you are getting some rest, because he was putting a storage shed together to store some of his toys.
Oh.
So Michael, big shout out to you. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
Nice.
But yeah, I think our demographic is just growing, getting a stronger voice, being more powerful and more relevant in the toy industry, and I think that's a good thing. So,
absolutely, guys. This has been great, and a lot of people in the chat, and I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with the three of us. I mean, we really do appreciate it. Adam Wolf, absolutely, they will not believe it until I see them in retail stores. All the store locations to me suck on Wave 7, Hose Nose / Leech, and Battle Cat and Panther. Absolutely nothing. Says, I wish I could find a hose nose, a snout spout. I think.
Do you not have one yet, Jay?
I said it a couple times. No, I haven't. I still.
You still haven't gotten it.
They have not come up here at all. And Leech, I didn't see a hide nor hair of Leech. So,
my local Walmart has tons of them. A huge wall of them.
I hate you guys.
Just like down in Mexico, they had like pegs full of Duplicos, and we're all like drooling over them.
Yeah.
I had to get one by other means, but still, we feel the same way. And they're like, we can't even give them away. They're just like clocking the pegs now.
That's crazy. Just send them up here. Just send them. What the heck? Send them up here, man. Send them up here.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, and then by the time they get here, then they'll be here.
Yeah, exactly. There's the problem.
Yeah.
Danny, a Motu video game like Soul Calibur or Mortal Kombat with a story mode and character creation mode would do well, I think. You know what? I tend to agree with you. The problem is that, again, there aren't enough kids who will buy it. This is just the way it is. There aren't enough. Forget kids. There aren't enough younger people who will buy it. Right? You need probably after the live action. Again, I'll believe that when I see it. But when the live action film or series or whatever the stuff is supposed to be, whenever that actually hits the airwaves, it's probably a good time to get a video game tie-in. Until that time, though, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, Danny. Even this last Revolution series, 5 episodes, right? It would have been a good idea to get a video game in at Revolution, though. I think it's too late. It's too late. The real excitement has died down already, and the real controversies have died down already. So it's hard to really market something like that. Walter Mintier, does stink where we aren't getting Eldor? You know what? That might not be true. I mean, like, there's still time. There's still
Eldor's part of Powers of Grayskull, so
yeah, there's still tons of time. I think that
tons of time.
We definitely could get an Eldor. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just talked about it in our stream. He was one of the characters on my wish list.
Right?
Eldor and Hero.
Come on, Shirella.
So.
Eldor and Shirella.
I'm not bad TV. I'm not bad TV. We don't play with our toys. We collect. That's not true. I play with my toys all the time. Well, not all the time, but I mean, like, I like posing them. I like doing stuff with them.
I got sitting right here. I got a stack of stuff just in front of me.
Where did you get that?
This is a new one.
Where did you get that?
Wait,
it's gonna be on Toy Habits.
There's one more.
Very, very soon. Oh my God.
He's already been reviewed.
Somebody's
the
just
review went up last night,
now.
Jay.
You guys are just flexing. What's going on?
I'm gonna do one more. One more. I'm working on the review like as we speak.
We're seeing David's butt. Terrible. David wears Tommy Hilfiger.
I kind of broke this guy trying to swap heads during our live stream. And if you guys were watching our live stream, the head for the Club Grayskull one does fit on the new Masterverse.
Oh, nice.
It does. I took a picture of it, so it'll be in the review. Someone asked me, and then I kind of split the seam on this, so I'm trying to fix it right now.
I just got this in the mail.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, Mondo
Castle.
action.
Wow, nice box. Yeah, Mondo Shira. That is a great figure. I have it. She is incredible.
So excited.
That is so cool. With Cal in Filmation colors, which is awesome. You're gonna love that, David. It is great.
Yeah, super
great.
super excited for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you take advantage of the Hordak sale, or was it just the single one?
Oh, I was talking to a guy at Mondo, and he promised me a Shira a while ago, and it turns out there was some issue that prevented me from getting one, and so I was like the other day, hey, could I get that Shira figure? And they sent it to me with a replacement head, and yeah, they're awesome. Their customer service is fantastic. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I just got my replacement body. Honestly, holy crap! Seriously, anybody who questioned Mondo around that time, how can you question them now? Like total, absolute, standing by their product.
Great.
Who else would send you out a brand new body for a thing? And in many cases, not ask for the original body back. What other company does that? Like, honestly,
they were great.
I tip my hat to Mondo.
Incredible customer service. Me and Michael like to call each other partner. So thank you too. That's a little like inside joke right there.
Okay, Terrence. I think this is a joke.
Show and tell.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
got this email.
What do we have here?
This is from,
oh my goodness,
Emily Ann Ashby. You remember her, right? From that,
I do.
From that amazing, professionally produced casting video.
Yeah.
She absolutely should be in that new movie. And she is brilliant.
Wow.
Her and the director, they're amazing, and they deserve all of our support. Yeah.
I love productions of our favorite brands 100%. I was hoping that there would actually be more recognizable characters in those scenes, but the choreography was well done. The cinematography was well done. The special effects were very very good too. So you know what? Given enough time and more budget, I think that they could really pull something together. I mean, the fan produced movie, I think was was called The Secrets of Grayskull. I can't remember anymore. It was a wonderful Kickstarter. I think they did a Kickstarter for that too, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look for it. It's a live action movie with for He-Man. I just can't. David, you know what I'm talking about?
Fall of Grayskull.
Is it the Fall of Grayskull? It might be
that older one.
Yeah, it's about 2011, 2012, something like that. It's much older.
Yeah, Fall of Grayskull.
Yeah, Fall of Grayskull. Yeah. Again, they could have cast a little bit better, but I think that what they did with the budget they had and what they would, I think they kickstarted most of it. So what they were able to do, I think, was a wonderful effort. And I think that given enough time and enough budget and the right directors, and again, I think anything's possible. So yeah, great, awesome stuff. He likes playing with that Flipboard figure. Lies. I don't know what you're talking about. You people are trying to accuse me of something that never happened. It never happened.
Poor Jay. Mr. Home Arcade, do you see the mess you got him into, man?
Oh my God. I'm trying to implicate me on something that didn't happen. Meg, on our demographic, the advent of social media and streaming fosters nostalgia, and nostalgia plus technology equals adult toy figure perpetuity. Thank you, Meg. Explaining our lives in just that tiny little sentence. You are awesome.
Nothing beats nostalgia.
And you know what? It is selling like hotcakes right now.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to get your guys' opinions of the what do you call it? Stop frame animation that was created to help support the new Origins toys.
Yeah. Justin Rash, amazing work. Just absolutely incredible.
That was incredible.
You posted recently on your YouTube channel, Slither Part 1, Stolen Part 1.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Stolen Part 2. Stolen Part 2, I'm very, very excited. And Admittedly, most of the scenes he made are sometimes they're connected, sometimes they're not. But I love the world building that he's able to make with these, and just the possibilities that are coming from the articulation features that are showcased in the toys themselves.
Yeah.
Just wonderful.
I'd like to see a whole series or a whole
Yes.
like a movie,
Yes,
done in that style. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that would be incredible. At least just like a half-hour episode or something,
Yeah. What else
It doesn't have to
gets
be
you
feature
more
length.
excited? As soon as I watched it, I ran in and wanted to pick up my toys and play with them. It's just so exciting.
Absolutely. What the
Yeah.
heck? Mega J is my wife's hall pass? What? Hello?
Did you get permission to use that?
You're welcome.
I'm asking the viewer.
I don't care. But you're welcome. Jay, great job with all your videos. Our family are big fans. Well, you know what? Your wife may do whatever she likes. I guess. I don't know why is that your name. I'm glad that your family likes the videos. Thank you so much. Definitely check out both of these wonderful creators, guys. David Clark over at adultcollector.org, and of course the Toy Sorceress at toyhabits.com. And of course, both of them have wonderful YouTube channels. Definitely give them a like and a follow. Tell them that I sent you. And Mega J, your wife is my wife's hall pass. By all means, continue using that moniker. You're welcome. Mega J is my. I don't. You should put your name down somewhere because I don't know your real name, and I don't know your wife's real name. So I would like to thank you for that. But definitely, 100% love that name. Keep using it. Go ahead. I love it.
I feel like we've been blessed with so many new exciting things, like all the fall figures and Master of the Universe Day and the videos.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that we actually get a new book with artwork from the Origins toy line and Masterverse toy line.
Yes.
That's the cherry on top.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I already put in my pre-order for that one.
And I did too. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's two. There's a deluxe version for like what, 100 or something. And then like more like $50, you can get the regular version. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's going to be super cool to get a book full of that incredible Origins and Masterverse art, because it's gorgeous. And most toy lines don't put so much effort and work into the art that goes into their packaging like Motu does. I mean, and to capture all of this now historic line, I think in a book like that is going to be so much fun. So
and I'm looking forward to like a volume 2, because line's not over. We're going to get more artwork.
I was just going to say, I'm hoping for a volume 2 of, Pixel Dan's book, because he did obviously the toys of Masters of the Universe, and then ended at Super 7's 5.5-inch scale figures, which is just shy of when Origins started. So I love to see a new book, if you're listening, Pixel Dan, including Origins, Masterverse, of course, Mega Constructs, and all the other, cool stuff that we've gotten, because there's been a ton of Motu toys since then. Yeah. So he can do a whole nother volume with that.
And by the time that happens, then we're going to say, that'll come out and we'll say, well, now we need a volume 3 because there's a whole new toy line for the live action Netflix movie that we're excited about, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This new book looks amazing. I mean, holy crap. So wonderful that we're actually getting this and of course, as you guys mentioned, there are several versions of it. So yeah, this is incredible. Like, I love the artwork that's being presented in much of this. Such a great team over at the Mattel artwork department. It's just absolutely great.
Oh yeah.
Master the Minicomics says, David mentioned nostalgia a lot today. That's the main reason I started my channel, to tap into that nostalgic feeling of watching that show. Justin and I talk about getting it on his animations. That's excellent. I hope you guys do some great voice acting for Justin, because that would be amazing, my friend. Danny Phillips, question for all the panel: do you think that the Masterverse 40th She-Ra 2-pack will come and they could make a vintage She-Ra crown ring like the vintage deluxe toy came with Mattel. Honestly, David, why don't you go first?
A vintage She-Ra crown ring like the vintage deluxe toy came with in metal. Oh, yeah, no, because I know there's 2 different versions of She-Ra, the Origins figure, right? Is that what he's talking about?
I think that's. I think what he's talking about is. I think what he's talking about is that that the vintage version, the very original one. There must have been one version that came with, or at least Danny's talking about one version that came with a ring, right? Which with a crown, which I'm not 100% familiar with.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the company that's been doing a lot of that retro jewelry. Yeah, something like that, if they haven't made it already, would be a wonderful piece to have in your collection. Yeah,
I think so too. Toy Sorcerers?
Yeah, I mean, that would be an incredible piece to have. I want them to build out the Princess of Power line much further in Origins. I don't, know if there's any kind of licensing issue with the original show or the show that's on, but I want to see all of the characters come out. I need Bo. I need some horses. Give me Swiftwind. Give me Arrow. Give me Catra. Give me all of them. And I'd love to see Rooted Hair on those. So build out the line. They've got a long way to go.
And there's really, I feel like there's no reason why they can't and they won't, because look at all the pop figures we're getting in Masterverse.
Exactly, and I think if they keep it to the Filmation style, that they I'm sure they own the rights to that, and kind of walking that thin line, that they can definitely get that out. So that would be super cool.
Well, and I'd like to see that as more of a subline where you actually get Princess of Power packaging, rather than having all
that
of
would
it
be awesome
in Master of the Universe packaging. Yeah,
I would love that.
100%.
Rooted Hair, I need to have. They got to do some Rooted Hair. I mean, they do Barbie. Come on, at least for us,
Absolutely
part of the charm.
You know what? You can never have enough Rooted Hair. I mean, let's. You know what, David?
That's my vintage.
Let me ask you, David. Did you like out of the two? Because I totally missed out on the PowerCon version. The PowerCon version for She-Ra or the regular Master Universe version of She-Ra. Which one do you prefer? Because I know what I'm gonna say.
Rooted Hair.
Absolutely right. Oh my!
I have both.
Just crazy, and of course I don't have to ask you, Toy Sorcerer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What's your favorite?
Oh, absolutely, the Rooted Hair version. I love it. 100%. It's fantastic.
I remember when they were saying that, Grizzlor is going to come and he won't be hairy. He's just going to be plastic hair, and I thought, no. Well, I'm talking about the Origins one, but yeah.
That was upsetting. People were joking around about that. I've got one of them sitting up behind me. Oh, he's right here. I don't know. He's right behind me. If this came in plastic, I would have been severely upset. And I've got the lighter version too, because I mean, Origins is all about nostalgia. It's about capturing what we loved in the original figures. And you cannot change what Grizzlor is. I mean, this is who he is. And if you can't sit here and tease his hair like this, I mean, I would be very upset, because that's half the fun I have. I love playing around with
that. If you can't use She-Ra's comb to give him a nice,
yeah,
absolutely. Guys, I want to thank both of my guests for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Toy Sorcerer, thank you so much for being here tonight. David, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Toy Sorcerer, tell us how people can reach you and what you're working on for the next project.
Obviously, you can all reach us, me and Michael, at toyhabits.com. That we post articles constantly throughout the week. That's where you get the most recent toy news. Of course, you can see us weekly on our YouTube channel, Toy Habits, and on Instagram. We are at Toy Habits website on Instagram, and also at Toy Sorceress on Instagram. And I want to give a huge shout out to my good friend Mega JR for having us on the show. You're a really great friend and supporter of the channel. You guys, like, subscribe, support Mega J, because he is an incredible person and such a force in the toy collecting community, and has such a good heart. So, Mega J, you are incredible. Huge shout out to my partner, Michael. He works tirelessly. He is incredibly talented, and has grown, the Toy Habits into such a wonderful toy resource. So, Michael, thank you for everything, for the opportunity to do this with you. And we're just having such a blast. And the next thing I'm working on is, it's like day to day. I'm in the middle of a Grizzlore review. So this is coming out later tonight, sometime after dinner when I finish writing it up. You'll see that next. And of course, we're always going to be covering all the latest toy news. Just be sure to keep an eye out for things on our website. So Jay, thank you very much for having me on the stream. I popped on just, at the last minute, and I appreciate being invited, as always. And you are always welcome on our stream as well, my friend.
I appreciate that. And it's always wonderful to have Toy Habits on the Mega J Retro channel. David, please let us send us off. Tell us how people can connect with you, and of course what you are working on over at adultcollector.org.
Just head over to adultcollector.org and check out the 100,000 member He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fans group on Facebook, as well as the Masters of the Universe Origins fans group on Facebook, and all the other groups on Facebook. I am on YouTube as well. I've got a channel there, and on Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, check us out.
Okay, that's weird. I went solo mode for a second. Hold on for a second, guys. Gonna have to come back. All right,
wait.
Thank you
so much. Go back to solo. Go back to solo. I want to look at something.
You know what? We're logging off, David. We're logging off.
No. I see something behind you. I see something behind you.
You know what? We're having technical difficulties here, so I'm gonna say, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. You guys are the best. Guys, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I did want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters. Guys, these channel members and Patreon supporters help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I couldn't do it without them. They are the best. Guys, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, please check out the channel member section. Hit that channel member button on Mega J Retro or MJR Collector. You can also become a Patreon member and supporter if you check out my Patreon page on Mega J Retro at Patreon/Mega J Retro. Guys, the patrons and channel members of this channel help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I couldn't do it without them. They are the best. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really means the world to me. And doing it again. So guys, thank you so much for being here tonight.
I saw that again, Shay.
What are you guys talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
You guys are you're seeing something. All of you guys are seeing. You're seeing something strange.
I think I'm hallucinating.
You got to get
your eyes checked.
You got to get your eyes checked. Something's going on. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope please check out adultcollector.org and of course toyhabits.com. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good journey, everybody. And geek proud.
Good journey.